Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Um, just so y'all know, I am doing okay. I apologize about Friday. Thank you for the messages, everyone. It is good to see that I was missed. Let's see who we got in here. Invictus, welcome. Halloween, good to see you. Been a while. Terror, good to see you. Savorn, welcome. Steve, hello. Jade, Anoka, welcome. Tony, and Barnoldus. All right, we already got a bunch in here, and more people jumping in now. Okay, make sure you do hit the thumbs up. Hit that like button. It lets YouTube know people like the content. That way, they show the content to more people. So, again, I do apologize about Friday. I think that was the first stream we've actually missed. So that was kind of cool. But we did have some weather issues that were causing connection issues. And I had some friends that might have also needed my help to deal with some issues around their farm. So with everything piling up, I just went ahead and called the stream early instead of maybe possibly being able to get it done. And that way it'd just be easier on everyone to make plans accordingly. So I appreciate y'all understanding. So thank you for that. Caden, welcome. A12, good to see you. And Kelly, welcome. Good to see you again. So yeah, we are getting into the busy season, so things are getting a little crazy around here for sure. So we will see. One thing that if work does start piling up, I have considered, since at this point in time, Research and Ramblings and Magickal Coffee Hour kind of duplicate each other a little bit. If I get too busy, I might just cut back one of the lives, like maybe Research and Ramblings, but not both of them. So we will continue this, and that's not even guaranteed yet. So don't freak on me. Just so y'all know. Let's see. Kimay, welcome. Peachy, good to see you. I see some of you members have been members long enough that your member badges are starting to show that because they're changing colors due to time of support. That's awesome. Thank you for your support. Hugs up. Let's see here. There was a question I saw before I clicked in here. Invictus, I was wondering if you would share your thoughts on the topic of Therians, well, Dragon Therians. Yeah, I guess I can. We've talked about it a time or two here and there, but it is a touchy subject because the Therian community and the other communities overlap so heavily. And there's a point where no matter what data is presented, they're just going to dig in and choose what they choose. And to that, you do you. I can't do much about that. However, when it comes to dragons, that's where it really runs into a problem. Because I got a lot of people email me this question and they never like my answer. Because simply put, according to the dragons themselves, literally, the dragons themselves, it is actually fully 100% impossible for us to share DNA with the dragons. Even the smallest shred of a dragon's DNA would completely destroy a human. They just would not be able to live. So, at least in the concept of dragon Therians, by the words of the dragons themselves, they're an impossibility. So for those, now that said, there are dragon-like entities that's not dragons. That would be a different scenario, but those aren't dragons. Those would be dragon-like entities of another kind. But that's the short on it. Well, Tara, hopefully we won't have to cut them back. because I actually enjoy doing these. Y'all do know that, right? I actually enjoy having these streams. So yeah. So yeah. And Cal, welcome. Good to see you. Steve, welcome to the stream. I myself am not a Luciferian. I'm actually not even religious on any level. I know many friends who are, got many, actually, I have a few family members who are. But as myself, I'm not. I work with Lucifer from time to time. I enjoy his company. He's a good friend and ally. But other than just working with him, no, I'm not particularly. I think there might be a few in the channel, if not in the Discord. I know we have subscribers who are Luciferians. I just don't know if any of them's here in here tonight. So yeah. Okay. So we didn't get to go over research on Friday, did we? So I have been continuing my Cliff Author workings. I've been touching base with taking the time to get back in and touch base with many of the angels, because we are wanting to start talking about angels here on the channel as well, to complement the fact that we did start a series on demons. And I'm actually wanting to do a video focused on working with angels and demons. This is it. Not any specific angel or demon, just the concept of working with them, why one might choose it, or one over the other, why one might choose to work with both. But I am going to break it into two separate videos so that the entity and topic could potentially get covered well. So look for those in the future. We're still working on the exact details of how we want to do those. I've been getting a lot more requests to do entity videos, like on deities and stuff. I wasn't sure if people were actually digging those videos, but apparently you all love how I'm presenting those information. So you can look forward to more videos on different entities and deities. And for those of you wondering, yes, that will include the Egyptian pantheon. I've already been reaching back out, getting in touch with them and talking with them on how they would want their videos set up. Though I will say the Egyptian pantheon is one I work with the least, so those may take more time than some of the others. But we are going to try and get more deity and entity videos put together all around. So I am glad you do enjoy the way I present those. So yeah, and thank you for letting me know you want to see those. Okay. Appreciate that as well. Satomi asked, what is Luciferian? Luciferian is essentially a, some people refer to it as a religion in which Lucifer kind of takes the prime position, but it's not necessarily, it's a really bad description, but it's religion slash theology slash philosophy of belief system in which, well, actually, Antonio LaVey's book and the Luciferian Bible is really one of the primary books on it. So its focuses on more self-empowerment, living one's life, not being necessarily following moral values based on it being right, not that you're being threatened to do it. It's actually a fascinating read, and it's definitely a philosophy that I think a lot of people could understand if they actually took the time to read it and study it, and it's worth looking into. J-Moo, good to see you. No, working with demons does not make it harder to work with angels or vice versa. Actually, angels and demons work together. This concept of this angelic demon war, it just doesn't exist. They are literally the same entities, just one is more chaotic, one is more order-based. And they actually work to achieve the same goals. They actually work together in unison using two different skill sets. So no, they do not complicate each other at all. Pyron, welcome. Sam, would love some videos on the Greek pantheon. We got some of those coming, Sam. You'll probably see some Greek before you see the Egyptian, because I do work with the Greek pantheon more than the Egyptian. Let's see. Tara asks, what are the characteristics of angels/demons that separate them from any other entities, since they all look vastly different and behave in vastly different ways? That's actually a fascinating question, Tara. And other than how the entities choose to categorize themselves and group themselves, not a freaking thing, honestly. An entity is an entity is an entity. Now, true, dragons, they're entities. And them as an independent culture of entities, they have their own groupings. Great. Angels and demons fall into a grouping of their own that could easily say they have a, well, for lack of a better word, ancestral connection and line together. And it's just how they would choose to categorize themselves. The Olympians, same thing. They're a grouping. Where we place them and how we view them, that's strictly all our doing. That's not their doing. If that makes sense, Tara. And let's hit that like button, people. We got 25 people in here watching, only 12 likes. Surely you're not that mad at me for having to help people out Friday. Let's see. I had a dream with Dr. Oh, another thing. I do think I fixed it so that the live chat will show during the replay. So again, keep the live chat clean. The moderators will delete things if they're even iffy about it, but this will also help during the replays if people need to actually see the questions. That can actually help a lot, and I know people have requested that, and I think I figured it out. So we're hoping it works this time. See, field leading into a valley with fellow college mates overlooking a bit of a valley near a hedgerow, and looked up into it. Let's see. Right now it's sounding like it's talking about the pathway into the future and the unknown from the symbolism there, Kyle. Adam, why do I think that the universe was created from a polytheistic point of view and not a monotheistic point of view? Because, very simply, I have never met one single entity that actually can claim true, all-powerful single creator. And that does include Yahweh or Jehovah or any of the other names he has. In fact, he's one of the very first ones that pointed out he is but one of the creators, and that the other creators also took part in it. So it is from personal conversations with these entities that I take that. I mean, and I'll be honest, from my personal belief, I don't care how it came into creation. That's why when Christians have their belief on how it came into creation, great, groovy. Because technically, from my understanding, they're not inaccurate. Their small viewpoint of the entirety is true. Just like someone who believes in the Olympians and follows an Olympian-only path, their small viewpoint of the entirety would be true. Let's see. Oh, here's the rest of the dream, I think. I saw this at first black cloud shaped like a dragon flying and appeared with a rider with a long spear on its back. As it flew, it became more and more clearly the dragon as it flew off sight. Now looking behind me. Oh, and we jump. This is going to be hard. Behind me, with a bright flash, this large dragon jumped out from behind a thick, large hedge and tree, mouth open, making me jump back and fall over, causing me to wake. Oh, that could have a lot of different implications there. That would be really hard to dive into, but it does sound like it's dealing with the path forward and potentially the hazards of spending too much time looking back, because people get really worried about what's behind them to the point they forget to look forward. But that's only one take on that. It could go many different directions, Cal. Let's see here. And we're jumping, so if I miss anything, I apologize. Whoa, we jumped. There was one right there. I saw it real quick. Darren, can angels help develop your psychic abilities? Yeah, absolutely. Almost any category of entity will have some entity within them that can help with that. I've actually never found a grouping that doesn't. And oh crap, we jumped again. Okay, you know what? We're just going to have to start here. We're getting busy and jumping. So before I get back into this, do remember we do have a super chat option for a small donation. It'll flash your question up really big on the screen if it's really important, because we are getting busy in here and it is hard to keep up with all the questions. So there's that. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Is that Kyra? Kyra? If I mispronounced that, I apologize. Wonder about how the souls of autistic people. I mean, are their bodies defective, or is there something on their souls? Their souls are not defective in any way at all. This is actually a pretty interesting question. Generally speaking, a lot of the people who are autistic, their arcane senses and energetic receptors actually seem to be ramped up and turned up really, really high. This is one of the reasons they can become overwhelmed so easily. And that energetic input actually does create an overload to some extent within the mental capacities of them and their brain. So it's not even so much a defect on the brain, it's just an overload. Which is actually an effect you can see in a perfectly functional human of any kind. If you continue a constant energetic overload like that, they'll literally start to display similar symptoms and the like. The only difference is they can turn it off. Personally, it's not a defect, but it is something that's not necessarily easy to deal with, and their souls are just fine. Let's see. Okay. Wow, it just keeps jumping. Right. Let's see, because some people get anxiety and depression because of society. Well, yeah, anxiety and depression. That's a huge topic to unpack. You can't just say because of society. Most of the people who get anxiety and depression honestly could learn some coping mechanisms to actually counter that. Now, some people, it's a bit more of an issue. There's a hormone chemical imbalance and the likes in there. But those can also be countered through other means as well. So it's not just a society thing. Too many people want to just blame society. But that's a lot more than we can unpack in a stream. Dizzy, welcome. Oh yeah, they pick up on the energy big time. In fact, I found that if you can get a autistic individual to learn to ground and shield well, it's not a cure, but it is helpful. It is very, very helpful to them. Stuart, how well do you know Hecate? I enjoy working with Hecate quite a bit. I've actually been to several of her festivals. And yeah, she absolutely adores working with men. This modern concept that Wiccans are pushing where Hecate hates men, that is modern. It is entirely modern. She enjoys working with men. Same as Lilith. Wizard Warrior, doing good, man, doing good. And we jumped again. Wow, we are busy in here tonight. You guys did miss me, didn't you? Here, I thought y'all would be celebrating my ugly old face wasn't up on here Friday. Let's see. Terror, autism. No, it does not need a cure. It does not need a cure. That is correct. I didn't say it needed a cure. Don't be putting. Again, don't put words in my mouth. I only said that shielding can aid them. I didn't say anything else. Kelly Delia Stella asks, how do I know an object is cursed? I got a camera from my ex and it gives me some bad chills. Any object can actually be cursed. It can even have positive energy and be cursed. So if you have an object and it's giving you chills or something creepy feeling, my rule of thumb is when in doubt, assume it's cursed and then take it. And the Dragon's Flame ritual is a perfectly awesome ritual for this. You can actually set it in the center of the workspace, and when it cleanses it, when it does the cleansing, the protecting, and the empowering, it will land right there. And if there's a cursed object in there, it won't be cursed no more. So if you think it's cursed, just uncurse it. Even if it's not cursed, uncurse it. I'm one of those people. I don't take a chance. I will not go to a flea market or a swap meet or a Goodwill and bring something in my house without cleansing it. Okay, good. I was just making sure y'all didn't misunderstand what I was saying. Because, yeah, I'm with y'all. It's not something that needs to be cured. That's one reason there's certain subjects I try to steer clear of because some people tend to take your words wrong and run. And then you're like, oh, well, that's not what I said. That's not what I meant. And then, well, as an influencer on YouTube, then everybody finds out about it. And then the next thing, you're just public enemy number one. So I try to be clear. We we did indeed miss you. Well, I'm glad. I really do enjoy doing these streams. I really do. So thank you. Let's see. Adam, to answer your question, Freya generally has either a blondish to blondish red hair. And yes, she is generally beautiful, but her beauty will actually change based on the person and or the lesson she has to teach you. Because beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And there are times when if your vanity and your ego and what you find beautiful is actually a problem, she will not appear as you want her to. She will appear to the opposite until you get your shit together and learn. So her appearance will shift based on you. Cal, the concept of Wicca is pretty modern. In fact, my mother dislikes the word pagan being used for witches due to it being Roman swear. Yeah, Wicca is a very, very modern. There's nothing old about Wicca. Wicca is very, very modern. Uh, Kyra asked, do animals have souls? And if so, can their souls only be incarnated into animal bodies? Yes, animals do have souls. As to the incarnated into animal bodies, to the best of my knowledge, yes, because um, it's not necessarily just that they're animals. It's animals serve a very important role throughout the multiverse, and they grow and they ascend the same way we do, but they don't ascend because and become something else, something higher, because animals are a lower life form. To the contrary, animals are not a lower life form in any way. In fact, throughout the multiverse, animals are more respected than humans. If anything in the multiverse is a lower life form, it's us. Animals, they know what they're doing. They're not stupid. We're the stupid ones. So animals actually wouldn't want to be human. But yeah, they do have souls and they do ascend. Which is amazing too. Let's see, Wizard Warrior. Can I use the same candle for different spells? Do I have to melt it all the way down, or can I partially use it? Depends on how you're using it, Wizard Warrior. You're asking if you can use the same candle for multiple spells. So there's a few things that you need to look at. First off, if you're doing multiple spells that is literally the same spell, much like the long-term prosperity spell that's here on this channel, oh yeah, by all means, the entire point's to continue using the same spell or the same candle. Now, let's say I'm doing a prosperity spell and I'm using a candle, and I'm imbuing the candle with the energy, but then I decide I want to do a weight loss spell. I you don't you can't use the same one because you're actually going to be undoing the energy from the first spell. So if you're going to do that, the spell has to have fully manifested, or you're taking it out of play. So you need to take that into account. Now, if you're using the spell candle, you're not imbuing any energy into the candle, you're lighting it, and you're using the candle's flame as a focal point for the energy in order to help send the energy out as you're doing the spell itself. Then you could reuse it over and over because the candle body itself's not being charged and empowered. So it really entirely depends on how you're using it, if that makes sense. Let's see. Kamei, have you ever seen animals astral projecting? Since they have souls, they should be able to do it. And there was this guy I used to read from who used to see them when he projected. Um, I have seen animals when I astral project. I have seen animals when I soul travel. And most of them easily were just animals that were residing within the astral or within the uh, other planes. So they weren't necessarily projecting animals. But however, there is at least a handful of animals that I've encountered that they acted absolutely and entirely as a animal would here in the material plane. And because of that, yes, I do 100% think that animals can indeed do that. And uh, Devil's Master, welcome and goodbye. Thank you for spamming. And don't worry, we don't need baby Jesus's help in here tonight. I don't think I'd give up the human experience. There's too many entities in the multiverse that would cherish the opportunity for it. So even though it's definitely a rough ride, beyond rough, I would not trade it. I definitely would not trade it. But great questions in here tonight, everyone. We got 32 people watching. Hit the thumbs up. We only got 21 likes. Come on, let's get us some likes up in there. Thank you, Jade. Yes, thank you very much for that. Megan Hicks asked, do you have a dragon form when you project? Hey, mods, if you can catch this, it looks like we got a group of them. You can shift into anything you want when you project. So if you choose to take on a dragon form, you could easily do that. Yes. So this is going to get fun tonight, people. See, Cal, someone needs to make art of Drake just pulling out a gun on people's spam. Nope. With the political situation right now, Cal, they don't need to be doing art to be doing that. But oh, Jesus is, yeah, hands down, super cool guy. Super cool guy. I still love to sit and chat with him. So yeah, admin, if you can, if they keep showing up, just block them. Just go ahead and block them if you can. I don't know what options you all have, but I will get together with you all after the stream to find out exactly, and I'll see if I can do it next time one pops up. But hey, you know what? We should take this as a compliment, you all. We're doing such a good job. The Looney Tunes are jumping in to join our party and try to interrupt and crash us. So, you know, that's a compliment. Wand might work. Let's see here. Well, that's any entity, Kamei. Lilith is perfectly fine with males. She loves them. And I mean, you could say the same thing. She's okay with females as long as they're respectful. If anything, I've seen her harder on females than males, because yeah, you disrespect any entity, they're going to. What do you think is going to happen? They're going to get upset. So this division of male and female trying to put each other against each other and trying to put deities and entities who are already smarter than us into this same petty little bickering is, well, it's narrow-minded. Because regardless of the entity, regardless of its supposed gender or lack thereof, if you respect them, they're going to be respectful with you. Let's see. Oh, we jumped again. So let's see. Cal, did you know in the USA there are actual people who try to hunt down witches? I've heard this rumor. I have heard this rumor a lot, and I've yet to see actual proof of it. This is a rumor that has been passed around. I mean, I've actually been told this literally in a town I was living in, and I have never seen actual proof of it. So don't believe everything you read, because there are a lot of pagans right now that are trying to sow deceit and hatred toward other belief systems, which is disgusting, in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying there aren't shithead Christians, there are, but you cannot find a belief system that doesn't have crap people in it. And we jump. I'd say maybe I should cut my candle in half because I have large. Yeah, if you use large tapers, you can easily cut those in half and make 2 candles out of it easily. Yeah, that is the thing. If you're going to be using candles in your magic, you will need a supply. That's why I don't actually buy a large supply of different color candles. I usually generally use only 2 colors of candles, red and black. If I can't, then I buy white. And I buy in bulk because I do spells for different reasons at different times. And honestly, for my short spells, I buy a box of Walmart tea lights. You can get like $10. You get 100 tea lights. That's 100 candles. That's 100 spells for $10. I don't buy large tapers for those kinds of spells. So another option there, Wizard, is to just grab up some tea lights and use those because you don't even have to match the color. I don't worry about candle color anymore. Disrespect me, I water pistol. Oh, Perrin, hey, we ever do a working drag mystic get together, we're going to have us a water balloon and water gun fight now. That's going to be happening. No disrespect, just good old fun. I love a good old fashioned water balloon fight. Actually, Megan, I do live in the South, and I've been in many small towns. They're actually very accepting of me and my practice. Actually, I'd say the South is the most accepting. The West Coast was the least accepting of my practice ever. Um, but the dragons in the Bible, I want to point out, also were not dragons. They were different types of entities. The only dragon specifically would be perhaps Leviathan. And it was not painted necessarily as an evil. It was painted as a primordial within the Bible. So I even to this day, I still work with the church. One of my students is the daughter of a pastor. He's the one who actually called and set up her lessons because he knew she was going to learn and he wanted her to learn. So him and I got together, sat down and discussed it. And yeah, she started taking classes with me a week later. So you'd be surprised how accepting people really are out there. Now, I will admit, if you go out there looking for trouble and you assume they're just going to hate you to begin with, and you go in with a chip on your shoulder, that can cause problems. And I've seen it cause a lot of problems. So you got to be careful. Megan Hicks asks, do dragons ever reach out to you, or do they leave it up to you to take the first initiative? Dragons will reach out to people, but they do so in subtle ways. So the person kind of has to figure it out. And essentially, the first step is always going to be on the person's front. The dragons will reach out to them to see if they're interested or if they're even paying attention, as they will put it, because a lot of humans don't even want to pay attention. And some humans will flat out realize what's happening and still run the other way. So that first step is, really up to us in the end. But dragons do reach out. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what happened with me. I mean, I can't swear the entity that originally told me about dragon magic was a dragon, but I'm pretty freaking sure it was. Slipping. Oh, man, yeah. Set up a slip inside. There we go. Been a while since we done that. Birthday candles from the dollar store. Yes, Dizzy. Yes, that is a great way to get bulk colored candles, and they work. Good call, Dizzy. Good call. Way to help each other out there. Halloween's getting born first. She called dibs, everybody. Yeah, let's not get into a religion bash, please, because it's one of those things where people are people, and we really need to stop defining them by all these little things that we use to divide each other. When you walk up to somebody, get to know them as an individual and as a person. I think you'll be really surprised how many people are quite agreeable and quite nice when you do that. So, yeah. I mean, you're going to find crazy people amongst all things. You can't paint everyone with a broad brush. It's hard. It is. All right, guys. Let's get off the religion side here, please. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, here's a good one. Cosmalikita. We're going to call you Kaz. Kaz, ever since I started working with this particular dragon, my apartment building has smelled like sandalwood. Cool coincidence, or have you experienced anything like this? Actually, I have. I have experienced a lot of things like that because dragons do have a natural energy about them, and that energy can actually process through the center of our senses. So your arcane sense can actually pick it up as a smell, and actually, oftentimes, it'll even manifest physically to where other people in the apartment complex will pick up on it. It is really cool when it happens. Sandalwood actually seems to be a common one. So does like salt water, like the air you would smell off salt water. That's also a common one. One that it's common, I enjoy it, but it freaks me out is also kind of like firewood. I love the smell of firewood at a bonfire, so it's not an uncommon smell around some dragons. But it's also one that freaks me out because if I'm not expecting it, now I'm looking around to see if my house is on fire. So that one, if any dragons are watching this, can we kind of mute that one just a little bit, or at least warn us? Because I don't know if you're just trying to scare their britches off, but it works. Yes, and okay, again, let's get off the religion, but this will be the last thing I say on it. Cal's right. There, I mean, I left the church for reasons. I had very good reasons for why I left. So I understand the bad experiences, but we can't blame a bad experience on everybody. And I've had worse experiences with pagans than I ever did Christians. I actually had a pagan put a knife in me, full on. So yeah, but I don't blame pagans for that idiot. So let's just get off the religion thing. Let's see, Halloween. My co-mag thought that was a great idea. Oh, I bet he did. Tony, yeah, there is very, very possible that there is a dragon that was around you. Dragons love to look after and protect children. So there's actually a lot of kids that have a lot of experience and reports of seeing dragons because of that. Same thing with Fae, actually. So let's see here. We're almost running out of time. So, Kamei, have you met any fake? Yes, actually, I've met both of them. I've both met both the queen of the uh, Seelie and the Unseelie. And I am currently working directly with the queen of the Sealy Court, getting notes and details on a path working that she's going to actually help me working through. Where not only will I be working directly with her, but also the six lords and lady of the Sealy Court, which is also a path working that I hope to be able to fully share in this school. I already have worked with the Unseelie Queen to get all those notes. Um, and I'm actually supposed to start the Unseelie path working come midsummer, actually, because that's when I'll be starting that one. So I'll be actually walking through that path working in its entirety toward the end of this year. That's one reason I know my life is going to get freaking busy. So, and with it, I will also be working directly with the Unseelie Queen and the six lords and ladies thereof. I'm actually really, really looking forward to that path working, and especially being able to share it because as much as I adore working within the Fey realms and the Fey over the years, it's one of those things where it's oh wow, our Will man, thank you for the donation there, appreciate it, mugs up to you, thank you very much. Every time I get asked for anything on the Fae that I can recommend to get someone started, there's not one book or even a series of books that I can point to that I honestly think is solid enough to get a person started. And that always bugs me. And like one of my old mentors said, if you know there's a problem, instead of waiting on someone to fix it, you should solve the problem. So I'm hoping that these path workings will allow me to at least do that to some extension and be able to publish these and get more people started in working with these entities because they are fascinating entities. They're amazing entities. Yes, they can be a little tricky to work with due to the Fey laws and all that, but they are fascinating entities. Absolutely fascinating. So hopefully we will be seeing results of those very soon, Kimay. But it's probably going to take me at least a year to get anything released. I do apologize. And Will, again, thank you. Wow, that's just thank you. Thank you for your support, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, you will find a lot of mythology and stuff, especially in Welsh mythology and Irish mythology, um, that can help you get some lore and information on the Fae. But when people are asking me, they're usually looking for actual like path workings and detailed practices. That's where things are falling short, unfortunately. So yeah. Okay, everyone, let's see here. Looks like I got a bit of a possible storm coming in again. Yay for storm season, right? We do have a new video coming out on Tuesday. This one's actually going to be touching on a topic that I get asked a lot about. And that's going to be demonic uns or uns of any kind for that matter. But so we are going to be talking a bit in detail about those. So far, the vlogs seem to be well received. You all seem to enjoy those. So we are going to attempt to continue doing the vlogs. That said, as long as I have something to say, I'll record the vlog and put it up. If a week does happen that I just ain't got something to rant about for the vlog, we'll probably skip it, but that's okay. Don't worry. Y'all know me. I generally have something to say. So, and if I don't have it to say on Thursday, by God, by the time we get to live stream on Friday, I'll have it to say then. So, there will be that. Tony, any estimation on when the video on Ascension is going to be out? The best I can say is soon, because we have been hammering out the details on exactly how I want it to structure it so it makes sense. And as soon as I film it, I'm actually wanting to put that one, move it ahead in the queue to make sure it comes out sooner rather than later, because that is an important one. So we are very close to getting ready to film that one. We've been trying to structure it. I've been asking a few other magicians some questions, doing a little QA, getting some colleagues as sounding boards. And as soon as I get a few more emails back to see their opinions on how my thoughts on structuring it, I think I'll be ready to go ahead and shoot that one. Because this is a broad topic, and I'm trying to use more than just my brain on it. I'm wanting to get some input from other practitioners I know, and from different paths. I'm not just wanting a single path. I'm actually picking magicians who I admire from multiple different paths in order to try and distill this down into a solid video concept here. I hope that makes sense. Your holy existence, thanks for everything you're teaching. Change lives. Aw, thank you. That is sweet. Mugs up to you. I am glad that this channel can help so many people. I almost didn't start this channel. Many of you know my wife is the one who convinced me to start the channel. I didn't think it'd go anywhere. But as always, my wife was right, and it has allowed me to reach and help so many more people than I could have otherwise. So I am very grateful for that. And it is always good to hear that the work is appreciated, and it is awesome to hear how well the positive influence it's having on all your lives. So thank you very much. All right, everyone, I'm going to pop off here. Again, I am so sorry I missed y'all on Friday. My weekend just didn't feel right. Everything felt a little off because of that. I really enjoy starting my weekend with you all, and I love closing out the weekend talking to you all. It's always great to hear your questions, shenanigans. You know, we get a little goofy. And tonight we got the extra blessing treat of knowing, hey, I've made it to the big time in occult channels because the trolls are coming in packs. So that was a great little compliment we got tonight. We have to thank them for that compliment. If you haven't already, we do have a Discord. Join us over there. We have some interesting conversations. Great group of people we try to answer questions as best we can. Also, we do now have a members section where you can click and join to support the channel with a small monthly fee. If you so choose, each tier of support comes with different perks, and we are looking to make more perks available as we go forward in the future. It's not necessary, but if you do feel you want to, that's an option. And for those of you members who are supporting the channel, thank you very much. Many of you will know the supporters because they'll have that nice little fancy little badge over there beside their name. We are currently even considering doing possible coffee cups to change the member badge into coffee cups, because that's just the general one, and we found out we can actually do custom ones. So we're looking at possibly doing custom coffee cup badges soon. That should be fun. But other than that, you all stay safe. Have a great week. Continue doing the work. Continue manifesting that change you want to. Remember, it is a work in progress. You will have your ups. You will have your downs. But learn from every step of the way. And I'll see y'all Friday, all right? Take care and good night. Bye-bye.